Welcome to MAGWest. I don't really know what to say. We're here. We made it. We're back. If you want, you can go for yourself. Yeah, we have friends. I want to have friends. My name is Ben. I am the event chair for MAGWest. I am part of a larger leadership team, but they are my equal minions, we'll call them. I've been running MAGWest for several years, including some of the digital ones, and we're thrilled to be back. Unfortunate that we want to keep everyone safe and wear masks, but I think it's important for everyone to stay masked during the event, with the exception of presenters and performers are going to be unmasked where they're up, and no one will be spitting on anyone, ideally. But yeah, we are here for a wonderful 3-day weekend, and thank you all for coming here right now on Friday. I know that it can be tough to get away from real life, and so absolutely thank you so much for coming out. But yeah, we're gonna tell you about stuff. I don't know what we're gonna talk about because I haven't planned this, because we're a little late on certain things, as happens when you run an event.
Would you believe this stage came together about 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, 2 hours ago this stage wasn't here. Maybe about 1 hour ago it was kind of here. Things for the stage were here, and now it's here. So, good job everyone involved, which I'm just patting myself on the back, and Josiah here. This is Josiah, by the way. Hi.
Hi, Josiah.
Josiah is part of our staffing operations team. He does a great job both here on MAGWest, which is our West Coast event, or on Super Mag on the East Coast, as well as Mag Stock. You do everything, Josiah. You do lots of everything.
Yeah, I technically am not important enough to be up here, but I did this by myself last year for a much bigger event.
Deborah's
I promised myself it would never happen again.
And Carrie's important enough to be up here.
Exactly, so now that they're here, I'm gonna leave.
No. There's some more mics. Kind of a mic here?
Yeah, you got it.
Let me try.
Oh. Anyway, you want to start?
Sure.
This is Carrie. Carrie's important. Tell them why you're important, Carrie.
I'm the president of the board of directors for MAGFest Inc.
Very important. She graced us with her presence this year. Very thrilled about that. She hasn't been to West in a while.
I've never been to West.
Never? I thought you came first year.
No, I helped set it up, but then I couldn't come.
Okay. So, excited to have Carrie. Very, very exciting. On the end there is Deborah.
Hello.
What do you do, Deborah?
Hi, I'm the executive director for MAGFest, which is the organization that runs MAGWest. And a lot of people might not realize that MAGFest is a non-profit organization, so that's why we have a board of directors and an ED.
Yes,
so.
we're real official here.
Sorry I was late.
Real official. But yeah, so they're all very important people, and they're all really great people. I am very happy to be working with all of them. That's enough about us. Let's talk about you guys. We're gonna go one by one and introduce. No, that's not true. What I would like to say is that as we continue to kind of get going as an event, I don't know how many people were here last year in 2022. That's a number. Great. Thank you for coming back. How many of you have been here or were here in maybe 2019? Oh yeah, same one, nice. 2018 when we were at the other hotel. Okay, and 2017 our first year.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! Look at you guys.
Here. And then people for whom this is your first year. Yes, right.
First year
Love to see it.
is. I was gonna say even better.
Even better.
But,
you're all great.
I don't want. You're all great. I don't want to make the other people feel bad. But if it's your first year, you're my favorites. Don't tell anyone else. Thank you all so much for coming out. It's astounding to me how many of you are here right now, if only because I think internally I feel behind. And so I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm not even ready. It's that classic moment where people show up to your house and you haven't cleaned or anything. It's like, You're all through the registration process, which is great. If you didn't see, there were printed schedules and maps downstairs. We did our best with some signage around, and events are going to be kicking off pretty soon. A few different event spaces open up at 12. I think LAN is already open. Tabletop might open at 12. So there's already going to be stuff to do. Pool parties will kick off later today. We've got some other places that are being used as some rehearsal spaces, which is why you might hear some music going on. And we are excited for later today to open main stage concerts. Marketplace is going to be opening up at 12, assuming things are good in there. I haven't checked in recently, but I think we're good. And I think we've got our first panels at 1:30.
That looks right to me.
Yeah. I may have printed the schedule, you know. So
let's say that panels are already started because this is a panel.
This is a variety stage.
Best panel.
I don't know where the sign went for variety stage, but there's a sign that tells you this is variety stage. It's also on the map. Thank you for finding it. So, you know, put a little thing in your cap. Can someone out there shout out to me why you came this year? If it's a specific act or performer, or those are the same almost, guest or activity, anyone?
Jam, music production meetup, jam space.
Indie games, music production
Splatoon.
meetup,
Jam space.
Splatoon in general, okay, great. And Jam Space, and Super Soul Bros, great.
Blops panel.
We're not gonna count Blops panel. That is not a sanctioned MAGWest event.
Oh,
VVGo,
cool.
yeah, VVGo is great.
Cosplay guests.
And cosplay guests, absolutely cosplay guests. You're right there. Welcome. Oh my gosh. All of those are great reasons. I am stoked. We're doing a lot more this year in terms of tournaments. There's so many tournaments on the schedule, both in consoles and arcades. We've also got an Unreal 2K4 tournament going on in Retroland, which is exciting. A cool thing about Retroland this year is that they are highlighting specific games throughout the weekend, so you'll see on the schedule that for like a couple hours a day they're going to highlight like, now we're all going to play StarCraft, which, I mean, you don't have to play StarCraft while you're in there, but you should because it's great. So there's a lot of things going on down there, over in Retroland. Over in consoles we've got lots of nice modern games. I'm telling you this for the first year people who may not know all these things that are out there. But you'll find it.
Let's maybe just ask that first. How many of you guys have ever been to a MAGFest event in general?
Yeah, for those of you that are...
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Including this one.
yeah, including this one. Just like, show of hands. I know, but sorry. What I mean to say is, even if this is your first MAGWest, have you ever been to a MAGFest? Or a MAGStop? So is this your first ever experience with the company MAGFest Incorporated? Please raise your hand.
Wow.
Okay.
That's so many new
That's
folks.
awesome.
As Ben said, you're his favorite. But don't tell anyone.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah. You may notice I'm drinking out of this little camel pack, or rather I can't call it a camel pack because that's a brand and not a specific item. This hydration backpack is the name. These are actually, I think, still for sale as part of our merch package. I don't have all the items in me, or in here, because one of them is this slap bracelet, which looks great and does in fact slap.
Just like your arm out.
No, it's all sweaty, and you shamed me for being sweaty yesterday.
It does make your arm a little bit sweaty, but if you were a child of the 90s, perhaps you will appreciate the nostalgia.
I also had the sunglasses in here, but I left them in my car, and my car's not here anymore, so oh well. But it's also you can get the shirt, which I'm wearing. You can get a nice lanyard, which I don't have because I have a staff lanyard. By the way, all of our staff and volunteers have these wonderful little red lanyards. They're the only ones that should have those, and so if you see someone wearing a red lanyard, they're likely staff or a volunteer, and you can ask them anything you want. Sorry, you can ask them
Questions about the event.
Questions about the event. Wait until you're more familiar to ask them anything you want, you know, but yeah, that's fine.
If you're interested in becoming a volunteer or a staffer for the event,
easy.
It's super easy, and we love having extra help. We're still a pretty small event and building up. So Well, Josiah, would you like to talk about that?
Sure. This is generally my shtick. We do volunteering pretty straightforward. There is a room on the second floor of the hotel called the boardroom. There's a big sign of it in front of it that says stops. And that's
Staffing operations.
short for staffing
Sorry.
operations. Come on up there if you're interested in helping out for a couple hours. If you want to try going the full gambit, we've had people try that. It's definitely possible. We have different perks at different hours of commitment. So 8 hours will get you a free T-shirt. 16 hours will get you access to some food and beverages that we have catered from the hotel. And then at 24 hours, you'll get actually just a full reimbursement on your badge. And then also the option to come back as a staffer at the next event, which will give you access to free crash space and hotel rooms and stuff. It's really, really wonderful. I've been volunteering at MAGFest about 10 years at this point. 2024 will be my 10th year with MAGFest. And I can tell you that it is a great community. Everyone here is super passionate, super friendly, and just really into the same stuff that you guys are probably also really into. So it's a great way to find friends and to meet up with people that are of a like mind to you. So come talk to me after this panel, or come find us in stops on floor 2 if you're interested in helping out.
Yeah, another great point I think about that is that or it's something to call out at the very least, is that with the exception of a handful of people that are part of the MAGFest Inc. actual paid positions, everyone else that you see here that has these red lanyards are fully volunteers. This is something that we do.
Yeah, even me.
You're getting shorted. You got to do something about that.
That's actually how nonprofits work. It turns out.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's,
the board of
that's-
directors
sell
usually
yourself.
that
has to
doesn't
be
seem right.
volunteers.
That doesn't seem right, guys. But yeah, so for many of us, we work tirelessly throughout the year to put everything together for this wonderful magical weekend.
Including this guy right here. Look at this guy. Everyone give it up for Garth. Garth.
We were
Yes,
the you're just putting it in there. Okay, never mind.
Imagine you could be helping Garth right now.
Yeah. See how he's struggling?
One hand instead of 2 hands. Oh my gosh.
Your own view of the
So
code
rude. He's not struggling because he's great.
No, he's great. We all love Garth. Garth also wears lots of hats. We're going to talk about Garth now.
I don't think he even hears us.
Don't put the man on the spot. My goodness.
No. Anyway, the point is that we are all a nice big family, and everyone's really nice, and they're such a pleasure to work with, and me managing a lot of them and seeing everything that we can put together, it genuinely warms my heart. And anytime I see people that come to an event and want to help out and then stay on and then continue to build in their own areas, I've always considered staffing at MAGWest at least to be a very choose your own adventure type of scenario. And so if you want to coordinate with indie devs and that's something you're passionate about, and you have good ties into certain communities and everything, that's what we want. We want that, and we want you to be happy while you do it, right? We don't want you to think of this as a second job that you hate going into work every day type of thing. Not that every position requires daily things, but we want you to be happy. What?
I said most of them do not.
Most of them do not, yeah. Also,
Doesn't mean
even if you just volunteer at the event for the however many hours this is, I'm not good at math, that's great. If you can find something here that you're passionate about and that you want to help out with, and that genuinely warms your heart too, you will be also warming my heart. So it's a dual heart-warming action, and that's great.
But beyond that too, if there's something here that you're really passionate about that you think would be good at a MAGFest event that isn't here, that's something we absolutely want to hear about. MAGFest events, we have a handful of core values. One of them is participation. We want to be an event that is created by attendees for attendees. So we try to steer clear from corporate sponsors in terms of telling us what we can and can't have for content. Every panel you're going to see has been picked by a volunteer that wants to see this content here. Jam space, main stage, everything we have scheduled is built like by us for us.
Not the gloves panel.
Not the gloves panel though.
The gloves panel is not something I can
wholesomely recommend.
You're right.
That's true.
For
But like,
those of you that have a dark side,
don't miss the gloves panel.
don't miss
in my
the gloves
opinion.
panel. But for
But
all
be
of you
cautious.
heroes out there, absolutely steer clear.
I was gonna say, but like a couple years ago, we didn't have a cosplay department, and we didn't have content that was built around cosplay, as an example. And now, like, because someone came in and was like, "Hey, I really love doing this, and I'd love to see more of it."
Mm-hmm.
Like, now we have one, which is fantastic, and that is like really the spirit of the event.
Right. One of my favorite example is tabletop in 2017, our first year.
Right.
We'd had no one to run tabletop. We made a sign for it, but no one.
It was at opening ceremonies.
Yeah, at opening ceremonies, we said, like, the then leadership was like, so if anyone wants to run tabletop, someone like volunteered and said they had access to a library of games, and then went home and got them, and we had a tabletop department. And so, like, it's just, you know, eventually we would have wanted one. That's why we printed the sign, but we just couldn't get it off the ground.
Takes a village to raise a MAGWest.
Yeah, so that type of thing, right? Like, I know that we've talked also like about a VR zone, right, type of thing, and things
VR.
like that. And I am only one man. so
Carrie?
I will say also, like, if you're the type of person that's an introvert and not necessarily like, oh, I want to run something, or I'm super passionate about that, we still have places for you to volunteer and be part of the family. I run arcades for MAGFest Super. I'm not an arcade person, but I felt like I could do organization stuff, so I volunteered to help them. So we have places for everybody, even if you're not, and this sounds horrible, super passionate about something, but you just like helping people.
if you hate people, that's also fine.
Yeah, we have departments that works for.
That's like most of my life.
Tech ops. Sorry. We love you, Tech ops. Do we want to talk about some of the stuff that's happening at the event?
No.
No? Oh,
no, they
okay.
can figure that out. No.
Well, you can figure it out. I was going to highlight that we have, like Ben said, paper schedules downstairs at Reg, and we've just dropped some over in security, which we'll talk about in a minute. But also, there's the Sketch app, which I highly recommend you download, because then you can pick out all the things you want to do and get little notifications about when they are and things like that.
And if anything changes, like there's a sudden new panel, like someone's hopefully gonna run like a Jackbox thing up here, and then you can be like, oh, look at the time, it looks like there's a Jackbox thing happening, and then you can come here. I assume that's how you all talk. I don't know. I haven't heard any of you really talk. So that's...
Were you wearing the hat this whole time?
No, he put it on.
No,
okay.
One of my, sorry, I want to talk about another thing about.
Oh,
one
sure,
Of,
sorry,
one
I
of my
didn't mean
favorite things about staffing over on the East Coast, which because I'm not important over there, is I
important
like.
everywhere.
Ben's important
Ben.
everywhere.
I like to work registration shifts down like over on the other event, because there's such a good energy from people coming in. Like, they are so excited to be there, and while you may have just gone through so much of like load in and like a lot of work, it is so refreshing and energizing to see all of you, all of the attendees come in and be like, oh my god, I'm so excited, like, welcome to, like, here's my ID, let me have my badge, and everyone's excited and thrilled. And I hope that's how you kind of still feel right now, even though you got your badge maybe possibly hours ago.
The heat and passion's already worn off at this
Yeah.
point. Cold and calloused as the rest of us.
If you're dead inside like me, that's fine.
I just came from Reg up here. Deb saw me and was like, hey, opening ceremonies, go upstairs. So yeah, I agree with that. People,
Yes.
we had a couple woohoos even at Reg. So.
Fantastic. Okay, now we can talk about other things at the event, I guess. There's some pool parties going on later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the pool parties are great, because this is the only
They're the
event we can
pool
have
party.
on that.
Yeah, if any of you were here yesterday, we got to do some day zero pool parties to incentivize people to come early and hang out with us, because that's always a fun and exciting thing.
Keep it in your mind for next year.
Yeah, keep it in mind. We'll try and keep doing lots more stuff. In addition, there's also some nice, cool makerspace stuff happening on Sunday. So if you're into doing stuff like that, making, I think
Are they still
a
doing-
paper doll, was that one?
Oh,
Is
okay.
that-
Are they doing yarn wigs, or did they take that off?
We took it off.
Yeah,
Oh,
yarn-
okay, thanks.
But it's
Forget I
been
said
replaced with some other things that I believe I did, that didn't
Oh, yeah.
make it to print.
Ugly doll, yep. It's on here.
So Ugly Doll is there.
sewing and things.
And then also, I think later tonight, which didn't make it to the printed schedule because that went to print a few days ago, and this is a new thing, we are doing a trinket trade downstairs. So if you just want to trade little things.
Patches, buttons, things, stickers, things like that.
That's, I believe, where is it, V?
Hi, I'm V.
Oh, V. Everybody say hi to V.
V's.
Hi, V.
I also told Gabe and Jean to come, but
They're probably
they
busy.
didn't. They're not. I mean, could they possibly be busy putting together main stage? I don't think so. Just that you almost just ate it again, and I would have laughed. Sorry.
Yeah, we need to gap some stuff.
Yeah.
So. Again, this stage wasn't here like 2 hours
Hi.
ago. This is V. V's are, tell me what you do.
Hi. I do a lot of things.
Yeah, you do.
Specifically, I'm the programming division chair at MAGWest, but I'm also a board member for MAGFest. Yeah, so that's what I do here.
Great. Can you tell me about the trinket trade?
Hey, what's up?
All Game Ravens here.
Yeah, I also book all the guest talent, so Game Raven Review is also guest talent here. I have Subaru back there, who's our guest talent, as well as Midnight Persona. So please ask them tons of questions, because they're very friendly and very nice. Oh yeah, trinket trade. So yeah, there's a trinket trade, please go to that.
Where is it?
Where is it? It's in panels 1 on Saturday night at 8:30.
So bring all your trinkets.
Literally the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, it's gotten huge at our East Coast event. It's very, very fun.
Coolest stuff.
Everyone just brings stuff to trade. It's fun. Do you want to talk about other stuff that's happening in programming that you're excited about, V?
Yeah, I'm very excited. So this stage in particular has been my project. So if anybody's a veteran here at MAGWest, you probably are used to seeing this stage set up for a weekend-long speed run, which is usually our charity event. Our charity division had to take a hiatus this year. So we're kind of toying with the idea of putting the variety in variety stage and putting different types of content here. So not only that we'll have panels, but we will also have game shows here. Shout out to Double Run 10 Dare, who will be here a little bit later. And we'll also have some concerts. So for example, right after this opening ceremonies, Chris Walpole and Sarah Spoon will be performing right after. So say hello. So yeah, just keep your eyes open. It's just really nice if you just like walk by. So not saying that speed running is boring, because it's not. And there will be a speed presentation later. So keep your eyes open for Django AC, because they will be talking about AI and speed running, as well as he will also be hosting Smashbot. Smashbot. So you get to play Super Smash Brothers against his Tazbot.
So good luck. Absolutely good luck.
Tazbot is adorable and also very fierce.
Formidable.
Yeah, formidable is the right word.
Formidable enough to also earn a badge at our event. So Tazbot also has to wear a badge.
Are they a staff or volunteer?
They're guests.
Oh, they have a
They're guests. And then the other exciting thing too, and again, one of our core values here is experimentation. We have, not only that our marketplace is full this year, which is a big milestone for me because that's been a big project as well, but we're also trying to bring in like vendors who are, again, variety, like just a lot of variety of vendors. So like one of those things is a neuromuscular massage vendor. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, in case if you have like a kink in your back that you need, like, you know, like massaged out, we have trained licensed professionals here. So you can visit them at the marketplace down there. We also have people who sell things that are like scents and soaps. We have a couple of video game vendors here, which is, it's been a while since we have some of those. So I'm just like really excited about the marketplace as well. So please check them out, say hello, be friendly. I'm done. I yield my time.
That's that's great. No, super shout outs to V, who really has worked tirelessly and also stepped up our presentation game on deliverables in general for like everything in communications to all of our talent. Like, and just like she made,
and also runs all of our social media.
And also runs all of our social media. Right.
V can do it all.
So, and soon our
I didn't come up here to be flowered, but I appreciate it.
Anyway, thank you for telling us all that.
And Josiah, have his chair back.
No.
He doesn't want his
You
chair
live
back. He
here.
tried to
Have you
escape
seen
once
how he
before,
is?
and I wouldn't let
Your
him.
stage. you live here now.
You made this stage, it's yours.
We also don't have to fill an hour.
We also don't have to fill
No.
an hour.
I like a short opening ceremonies personally.
That's
I
because
don't know how you guys
like
are
the
doing.
attention.
Because I don't like what?
The attention.
It's true. I don't. This is the first time I've actually been up here for
I
opening
know.
ceremonies. I don't like it. No, but we are super glad that you guys are here to enjoy the event. I'm so I showed up at Reg at 9 a.m. this morning, which to just check in on how things were going, and there was a line 30 people deep, which has never happened. It's 9 a.m. on a Friday, y'all. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you guys are here, and we're just we couldn't be more excited to have you. Even if you, I know we talked for a while about people volunteering, and obviously we love that, but even just having you here and your energy is so important to us. It's important to the guests, the performers, the panelists, the vendors. So just show up and yeah, be you. Bring your authentic self to it. Is anyone here a musician? Does anybody play? Do people bring instruments? Cool. I did want to shout out Jam Pods.
Yeah.
Is that cool? And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and also Jam Space.
Yeah,
Go
I
for
don't.
it.
I don't know if we put out the sign for Jam Pods, but we have a sign for Jam Pods. There is at least one Jam Pod, which is basically like a pickup space where any musician or even small group in the location that it's in can play at a medium to low volume to just play music. And if people walking by in the halls are going to hear you, and they might stop by and and just most likely just listen to you play, and you can have a little stage of your own for a bit. This year's Jam Pod that we've planned for, not saying that there could be more. I don't know where the weekend's going to take us. Is currently over downstairs by the ATM, next to the lobby bar, at the top of the stairs before you go down to panels, and panels and Retroland and tabletop. I don't think I put it on the map because I'm a bad person.
Oh, the Jam Pod?
Yeah. It's not on the map.
Just follow the
You'll
music.
see people playing
Yeah.
music there. We'll have a
Yeah.
taped area on the floor and the Jam Pod sign.
It's already
Just
been
pick up music.
yeah, it's already been taped.
If you and that's also just an extra place where you can play in the hallway in addition to Jam Space being, but because Jam Space often has performances also scheduled in, but it's a great place for jamming too. But it's more just because we usually have a lot of energy around people playing music. So
there's also some not saying that you should go outside at the hottest point of the day, but also this little thing is a little walkway, by the way, if you go out these doors, and it kind of overlooks the pool. And if you just want to play music out there, I think that's really cool. It's a nice open air space, and you can have fun out there. Hallway jams are always good as long as you are respectful as far as noise goes. But we love musicians. That's the whole M. It's musicians and gaming. No. Music and gaming are two of our favorite things. And the A can actually stand for attendees.
You're so avoiding the other A word. You're so avoiding the other A word that comes with our genre.
No, it's great. You're all fantastic. I didn't have a plan for this panel, but I'm glad this is where it went.
It's working out well.
I meant to text Dak.
Oh yeah, that's not here.
That's
He
weird.
is here, but not here.
No,
Oh,
Dak might be dead.
No.
If you see a carcass on the floor, report it to event safety. Event safety is also very important. Your safety as
Also, we
attendee.
should talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to talk about.
Segue.
So, if at any time during the event you do have issues, that event safety over here, supported by Flair, our friends at Flair. Gordon, wave to everybody. Hello. They haven't. Some of their folks aren't on site yet, but yeah, you can report stuff there if you have any problems. There's also a hotline on the back of your badge, and we can. What just happened? But we can help you get things sorted out. We especially I think it's worth saying we have a pretty strong anti-harassment policy, and so we definitely want to know if there's stuff that's making people feel unsafe, so we can kind of address it in the moment, ideally, or afterwards if needed. But so just to kind of put that out there, that like, please, 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 I hope that folks feel comfortable approaching us if something happens and they'd like to let us know. We also have like resources for like minor first aid needs and things like that. And so, yeah, generally speaking, if you need something, you can pop in and ask them. If they can't help you, they might be able to direct you to someone who can.
I was playing with my badge. Did you mention how about first aid?
I did, yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
I was
basic first aid.
I was fixing my badge, so
You did a great job.
It's gonna be good now.
Oh, great. Did it break?
It fell, but now it won't.
Ah, I see.
I'm kind of a problem solver. I work in tech.
You should tape it here too, so it doesn't, you don't like get snatched.
Oh, that won't happen.
No, you sure? I don't know, there's a lot of...
It needs to happen once before I believe it'll happen.
Yeah. All right, I'm on it.
So the name of the game this year is try and
Snatch
snag
bins.
this badge.
Yeah. If you manage to steal this from Ben's lanyard without him noticing, I'll give you a free badge for next year. You don't even have to
Target.
But also
I'll
please
give you
return my badge to
for
me.
next year.
But also please return my badge to me because
Because then you can impersonate him and control the entire event, so it is
How
a
many
powerful
badges for the hat?
How many badges? Oh, well, we can negotiate. Well, you set your price. Once you obtain it, then you're like, you ransom it back, right? Like, so, yeah,
so
that's on you guys.
We're powerless
Challenge
to do
accepted.
anything otherwise.
Once again, event safety is over there.
If someone's harassing you or trying to steal your badge off you, you can report them.
They will also be managing our lost and found for the duration of the event. So if you do lose anything like a badge,
Or if you find
should,
something.
or find something like a badge, you should return it there. And yeah, that's all. It's all fun and great, and everything's gonna be great, and you're all great.
Is there stuff we haven't talked about yet?
Is there anything you will have questions about? Let's take some
yeah.
questions.
Anybody got
Tell me
questions?
things. Ask me things.
In the
Yes.
Yes. Yesterday I saw at the Levine Cafe.
Oh.
Like, and is that a thing?
The question was, yesterday a Hello Kitty van was spotted in the parking lot, and is that a thing? The answer is, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's a mystery to us too.
It's
we were
also-
like, wow.
Yeah, it's also been here
It's-
multiple times throughout the weeks leading up to the event.
It's on the
When
Google,
Scott,
it's on
yeah,
the Street View.
Yeah, like it's there a lot. I don't know why.
We don't know. Maybe a hotel
Does it
employee,
live
it's
here?
their personal vehicle. We could say.
Maybe Hello Kitty works for the hotel.
Oh, I mean, I wish you'd show up.
If we see it again, just lay some spikes out so when they try and get out, they'll get a flat, and then you can approach them and ask them.
If you return the Hello Kitty van to me, I'll give you 4 badges for next year.
Yeah. Good question. Is the point.
I'm sorry to disappoint though.
Yeah,
We all
yeah.
saw it and we were like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, unrelated, unfortunately. Questions?
Anything else? Anyone have anything else?
Here in the front.
Just one thing, you mentioned SCED for just general scheduling. Would that be the place to check if there's any sudden changes? Is the website going to be updated as well? Or
Yes.
you go to SCED first?
Sketch is going to be #1 the source of truth during the duration of the event. As soon as we find out about things, many of us here have access to update it, and we update it accordingly. So thank you for asking that. It's a very good call out. Schedule will always be the most important thing. If you don't want to download the app, you can just use the web. It's magwest.org/schedule. These printed schedules have a QR code. You can scan these, and it'll take you to the thing.
Kind of sticking out on that.
Yeah.
So also, if like a really large thing gets canceled or moved, I will try my best on Twitter and Facebook to notify. So that's also a way to kind of double down on any changes that are heavy and significant. Because what's really great about Sketch is I can see how many people have put it onto their personal calendars. So it's kind of nice to see like, oh, that one's like really popular. So maybe like that might warrant a notification.
Mm-hmm. And I think when we, I'm not actually sure. If people have it added, it might automatically tell you if we canceled or changed it. I'm not 100% sure on that functionality because I don't have time to do things during the
I think if you've marked it as something you want to do, it does
Yeah,
give
it
you
will alert.
a warning like, hey, this was changed to this room or canceled or a different time.
So highly encourage you to do that and mark things that you are interested in. Even if you're not. Just lie to us, that's fine. That's mine.
Was there another question down here in the front? Yeah.
Oh, the question is, how did MAGFest get started? Oh, yeah.
Well, Josiah, come back up here. This is a good Josiah tale.
Yeah.
He's been around longer than me, but I don't know.
No, I'm a year older than him.
A year older. Okay.
Harry, you can absolutely start talking about it.
I mean, yeah, so MAGFest started out as, was it the Mid-Atlantic Gaming Festival? A very, very small thing in Virginia. And it was bought out the next year. Is that when the name changed, I believe, or was it a year or two
It was like
later?
1 or 2 years ago.
Yeah. And it has, what's up?
5 years. 5 years. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
We have an OG in the back.
Yeah.
My predecessor as executive director.
If you want to continue on from that. Or...
Yeah, no, so MAGFest was founded as an event on the East Coast in 2002. A lot of stuff happened. We went through like fairly rapid growth. I don't know, when was Mag 9? It would have been like 2011.
Yeah.
2011, we hit like a kind of like a crux point where we just saw like pretty massive growth. We kept, one year we like capped a venue, like 2,000 people, and then we moved to a large venue, which is where we've been home for probably the past 10 years or so, the Gaylord National, just south of Washington, D.C.
I think it was 2012 when we moved there, if I remember correctly.
2012. Yep.
That was my first year.
Yeah. So we moved to MAGFest 10. We've been there ever since. We've grown to about 20,000 people on the East Coast. There's been a drop off due to the pandemic, but we've just about hit 19,000 people at our last event. And we decided probably like 7 or 8 years ago that we really wanted to, instead of growing vertically, as an event, we really liked the venue, we really liked the space, we were in the area, everything about it. We instead wanted to grow horizontally and start picking up more MAGFest events in more locations. And that's how MAGWest was born, is we decided, hey, where can we pick up MAGFest and drop it in a space that, you know, like people, we aren't currently, that we think that there's a really good community for, there's a lot of support for. We did a ton of research. Predecessors to the people you see before you did a ton of research and determined that the San Jose Bay Area was great for that. And that's how we ended up here. And I don't know, 5 years later, we're still holding MAGWest events.
And I would say that MAGFest didn't start out as a nonprofit. We became a nonprofit in 2016?
Yeah, it was about
2016, which means we have a board of directors. We are a nonprofit largely in the educational realm with a goal of promoting, preserving everything gaming, that type of thing. So.
Video game music, video game culture, yeah.
Yeah, and we support other events as part of our mission with that too. So other smaller events on the East Coast, we bring games to, we help promote them. We do local events in Baltimore as well, where headquarters is.
Our explicit mission statement is to make the world a better place through video games. And we try to exemplify that in everything we do. In fact, in just a week or two, we will be partnering with the American Art Museum, the Smithsonian, down in DC to help run an event with them.
Yeah, game room and museum there, like
arcades.
We bring consoles in to help them like just show off the aspects of like how video games can be art.
Yeah, and
like
this
really
year
important.
the focus is music, which is especially our area.
Right
So,
target for us,
Good question. Thank you. Now you all know.
Other questions from the room? Comments, things people are excited about?
Cool. Great.
Ben, can you vest your power in me real quick?
Yes.
Okay. By the power invested in me by Ben Tristan, event chair. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MAGWest 2023! Sounded like we were done, so I might as well do that. All right, guys, have a great time. come back at the end of the event. We have a feedback panel. We'd love to hear what you think. Come visit us in stops. We'd love to get you involved in different ways, however you guys want to be involved.
Or just waylay Josiah immediately after this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here.
Just say hi.
Don't forget to steal Benny's badge.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
And the
remind
Hello Kitty
everybody.
joke.
Something I didn't mention is that if you want this really cool MAGWest lanyard with the logo on it, you get that just for volunteering. So you don't have to hit like a certain hours requirement. You just give us a couple
Say,
hours
hey,
and
I'm
you
a
get a free
volunteer.
lanyard. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.